Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the West Ham Network for your Hammers headlines. I did do a video earlier on, but there was a problem with the audio, so I thought I'd come back on and do a live version of the Hammers headlines. However, before we do get started, bit of news that probably some of you don't know about if you don't regularly watch any other channel, or if you do watch the channels or look at social media, you will have seen that a good friend of our channel and many other YouTube channels, and just in general, West Ham fans, we lost a good friend, and Matthew Wren, aka Peach. He's a good friend. He had another YouTube channel called West Ham Random, and it literally was what it said on the tin. It was extremely random. I went on his shows several times and had good chinwags with him. And as we all know, as West Ham people, that if you do communicate with or have ever communicated with Peach, that you would have been used to receiving 5+ to 10 minutes worth of voice memos very regularly. But the guy had a kind heart, kind soul, was extremely respectful, was extremely positive about life and extremely positive about West Ham. And I kind of like that. I like that as well. And also, he was just positive about all the circumstances about your own personal life. He wanted to listen. He wanted to take the time out to understand who he was talking to, who he was becoming friends with. And he also, for me personally, was always asking questions about the kids and was very respectful of that whole situation. So he'll be sadly missed. Absolutely sadly missed around the West Ham community. So condolences from the West Ham Network to Peach's family. And yeah, can't believe we won't be talking again, Peach, but hopefully you're looking down upon us and keeping an eye on us as well. So like I said, I wanted to bring this to you because I've done a show earlier on. You could hear the first minute, and for some reason the audio cut out. So this is live, and if you are watching, please let me know you can hear me okay as well. So yeah, absolutely devastating news. But we all know what Peach was like. He was extremely positive with life, and he would want us all to continue and move on and carry on with life and stay positive as well. So I'm going to bring you today's Hammers headlines, and we'll go on from there. Cool. Please keep me updated if the sound is okay. Apologies if you are watching the first video that went up. I'm going to leave it up because there was a very similar tribute at the start to Peach, and I don't want to take it down. It just feels like it was the right thing to do, was to leave it up. So, but like I said, he would want us to get started on today's show. So it is kind of borderline repetitive of what I've said earlier on. So this is, I've put in there the latest. This will keep you updated anyway as we move on. But we'll go on to the first story, and that is that we have slapped in a bid apparently for Eintracht Frankfurt's left-sided player, Philip Kostic. Now, he can play anywhere along that left-hand side. He did win, of course, the Europa League for Eintracht Frankfurt last season, and David Moyes is desperate for more options who can play on the left side for West Ham, and has been tracking several different players who could be able to do that job. And some of the players we've been linked to are now signing for other clubs and are in advanced talks with other clubs. Now, Kostic, like I said, was part of Eintracht Frankfurt's side that won the Europa League last season, where they did beat West Ham in the two-legged semi-final, and we did catch our eye on his displays. We got to see it firsthand what he was capable of doing. And it has been claimed that we've put an official bid in for the left-hand sided player. Now, I don't really know what his position is. Left back, left winger, left forward. He just covers the whole flank on the left-hand side. So therefore, that's why obviously Moyes is really, really interested in him. The reports are saying that he's got 1 year left in his contract with Eintracht Frankfurt, and they're prepared to sell him this summer. He is 29 years old, and there's several other clubs that are interested in a player of his caliber as well. But it looks like West Ham have made a concrete move, and this would be a major coup for West Ham and for David Moyes, because obviously Kostic is one of those players that's so influential, and he's quite possibly been one of the most influential wide men in the whole of Europe in the 21-22 season. He's also featured, like I said, in the two-legged semi-final against West Ham for Frankfurt. as well. And he is a Serbian player. He's proven to be an excellent wing back. His crossing's very good. His direct play is a key part of Frankfurt's success last season. He did score 7 goals and 15 assists for the Bundesliga side, and he would be an exciting addition to David Moyes' squad. Absolutely, no questions about it. He's certainly a more attacking player than Aaron Creswell, and would also allow Moyes to adapt his system differently if he didn't want to play 4 at the back and he wanted to play 5 at the back. I wonder if bringing someone like Kostic in would suggest that this is what Moyes is interested in doing. That would make for interesting reading, of course. Now, what else we do know about Kostic is he shares the same agent as the next man that we're going to be talking about. And the next man we are going to be talking about is Gianluca Scamacca. Now, him and Kostic do share the same agent. So I wonder if West Ham are in negotiations with that agent for a double deal to bring the 2 players in. I don't know, it'll be interesting, but it looks like West Ham are wanting to seal this move with Scamacca, who currently plays his trade at Sassuolo. And they are looking for upwards of £40 million, but I think West Ham are in negotiations to try and get this deal through on a lower deal if they can. Now, this is according to some of the reports coming out of Italy at lunchtime as of today, that we're about to seal this deal. We're about to get this deal over the line. According to the reports from Italy, we're looking to close the deal to get the Italy international into West Ham. Now, the Italian reporters have been leading the story all summer, saying that we are very close and have been talking with the players' entourage. And any new update, they claim the deal could be concluded quickly at around 35 to 36 million pounds, including add-ons. And West Ham are ready with that bid and have put that bid in there. Now, contact between the 2 clubs have truly come alive, and West Ham are going to make new contact with Sassuolo to potentially close the deal for Scamacca. And they've made it very clear that they want around 40 million euros to get this deal over the line, plus bonuses of about 7 million euros. But West Ham have asked for a discount. Now, a deal could potentially close if we were to offer, which it looks like we have, for about 35 million euros with bonuses that could take the total fee to about 42 million euros ish, which is about 35 million quid. And this is the base from which the parties are starting to talk again. Now, Scamacca didn't feature for Sassuolo's recent friendly and because of the transfer market developments, and that was one of the reasons for it. Now, he's 6'5", and he really does remind me a little bit. Initially I said Arnautovic, he does have that bastardy approach of Arnautovic, but he's definitely got that Ibrahimovic-ish approach as well, by being a big, tall, able to keep the ball, stick the ball to his feet and keep them really close to his feet as well. So he is an exciting prospect, absolutely. And I think West Ham need to get deals over the line. 100% we do need to get deals over the line. It makes total sense to get deals over the line as quick as we possibly can, because of, we're 2.5 weeks away from the Premier League and we want to see these players in the first team. Now, the benefit is that Scamacca has had a pre-season and has been playing games, so he would be in theory ready to rock and roll. He would have to adapt to the West Ham way of play as well. Now, the Sassuolo's manager, Dionisi, has declared yesterday that he was tired of the Scamacca situation and that the transfer window distractions, and wanted it concluded one way or another as soon as possible. And that's why I think we're hearing reports today saying West Ham are trying to get this deal over the line ASAP. Now, Scamacca didn't do what the manager said was Scamacca didn't do as much training as the others, and we didn't want to risk him. What I'd like for the transfer market is for it to be closed as soon as possible, so we don't need to keep talking about it. If there are no further sales, then it'll be easier to work in training. Otherwise, we'll have to keep making do with what we have. A coach has to be a coach, then along with the directors, find the right players for the squad, but it's important to respect one's roles. It sounds like something is definitely happening with the Scamacca deal, and it could potentially go down to the next couple of days about bringing him in. And we, as West Ham fans, want to see this player brought in through the line because, of course, I'm not going to mention it, the L word, who joined Nottingham Forest yesterday. Now, we need to bring in recruits. We need strength and depth. We need players to come in and, of course, challenge the current crop of players as well. So what do you think, by leaving your comments in the comments section as well? I'm going to quickly jump through the comments while you're in, because it is live. Peter X is saying Kostic would be a good signing, but he ain't no left back. It would be a big shock if Scamacca signed for us. Rest in peace to Peach, absolutely. Mark Alexander says, afternoon, all. Rest in peace, Peach, absolutely. He's also seen Kostic more of a less midfielder and then left back. And at 29, no thanks. I get it. I know we're talking about players who meet the Red Bull model, you could say. However, there are players that can advance the squad. Now, can a player like Kostic advance our squad? Absolutely. Is he an upgrade? Absolutely. So that doesn't mean you have to knock back pure quality when you see it, because I know what you're saying, Mark, but we were potentially close to signing Jesse Lingard, who is also 29, in actual fact, the wrong side of 29 as well. So Kostic can absolutely add value to our team as well. Papa Firth says, oh no, saw him a couple of weeks ago in here. Absolutely was. Absolutely sounds good. Thank you very much. So sad. Hopefully a peaceful passing. I'm not going to go into that. Papa Firth sounds fine, mate. Thank you very much. Anton, be careful wearing back hat to front in the sunshine. You can end up with a very embarrassing mark on your forehead. I know, but my hair's ridiculous, Peter. And I'm wearing it to cover the mark. Absolutely. Three top in assists last term. Absolutely mustard. Who's Scamacca? It's a good point, actually. I don't actually know. West Ham are looking to seal the deal. We've heard that about 20 times this window. Absolutely, we have. But we'll see. We'll see what happens with this one, Peter. 100%. West Ham always ask for a discount as well. Absolutely, we do. Peter is saying Golden Sullivan have found 100 books of Green Shield stamps and trying to use them in the deal. It wouldn't surprise me at all with them, Peter. Absolutely. The Italian manager seems reasonable. Concluded deal. Don't let this hang for months. Absolutely. And that makes sense for Sassuolo as well. Like, they want to move on with it as well. And that makes total sense. We need some good news, as the last 2 days have been horrible from Crosshammer. You can say that again, mate. We'll be signing Dagenham and Orient players on the last day of the window, the way things are going. Well, let's have a bit more positivity, Peter. Come on. Absolutely. Now, let me move on to the third and final story. Now, some of the reports are suggesting, now this is unconfirmed reports, but that Aguerd could be missing for up to 2 months. Now, that would have a massive negative impact on the team because he is mustard. He really is. Now, I've watched a couple of the games he's played in pre-season. I've looked at his history with Rennes. I've really studied his style of playing, and I watched them at the Rangers game for the short time. Now, the game wasn't a fantastic game. However, he really looks like a quality player. He gathers the ball so well. He literally has the ability to look up, find the player he wants to pass the ball, and it doesn't matter where that player is. He can probably spray that ball the whole length of the park and find his destination. He is quality. Now, for the tackle that led to the injury for Aguerd, he did make an error, but the positive thing about it was what he did in the second opportunity to come back and tackle, and it was a very, very good tackle. However, by doing that tackle, he put himself under pressure and did pick up an injury from it. Now, that's disappointing, and it looks like it could be up to 2 months. Nothing's broken. There is some ligament damage, but what we need to hope for here is that we are, in theory, hopefully fed some of those kind of situations. You know, if we've got players like Zuma, who are athletes, who did pick up injury last year and bang, out of the blue, come back to fitness. We had it several times last year when we were told the players were going to be missing. Jared Bowen was going to be missing for another month. Bang, he turned up and played against Everton, and Zuma was the same. So we need to hope that the fitness levels that Aguerd has got, that he is more than capable of stepping up to the plate to be able to be back quickly. Now, it's looking likely that he's going to be missing for the Man City game. It would be a miracle, an absolute miracle, if he was fit for the Man City game. It could be the smoke and mirrors that David Moyes is playing, but we have to probably start thinking about who will be in that starting 11 in 2.5 weeks' time. That's why it's so important we get transfer deals over the line this week. The next 7 days are massively important in the West Ham transfer calendar. You know, we need to bring players in, strength and depth, players that can come into that starting 11 that can make a real difference. If that's Scamacca, if that is Kostic, if that is Broja, then they will absolutely add value to this team 100 million %. And that's why it's so important to think about not letting players like Diop go, because suddenly, literally 3 weeks ago, we had 5 fit centre halves, and now we've only, in theory, got Ogbonna, Zuma, and Diop. And Diop was supposedly going out the door, but it looks like Moyes has held that one off, and it looks like he's made the right decision. It's just whether or not Diop wants to leave as well. So it does make for an interesting time moving forward as well. Alf's in the house. Hope you're well, mate. Stay safe. Play Baptiste tomorrow. I think you wouldn't be surprised if you got some running out time, maybe in the second half as such. I think he will get a little bit of time, but we probably are starting to see what West Ham are trying to build moving forward for the starting 11 for the season ahead as well. Miss Collective, even Benteke would be better than nothing. Benteke would turn us down 7 games in August. How are we liking the new NFC, whatever the hell it is? By the way, it just means that West Ham, I've got my email through today saying they're sending me my new NFC ticket. So it's not a barcode, it's like coming into your wallet on your smartphone, and you'll be able to log in through that way as well. So you just have to keep an eye on it as well. Peter is saying, come on, 9-2 watching, just 8 likes. Peter saying, thumbs up. Anthony Jones says Kostic is a winger or left mid, no history of playing left back. People saying he's coming as a left back. I think the point, he actually does have a history of playing through the whole flank of the left-hand side. So, you know, when you play in the left wing, playing for Frankfurt, he covers the left back position by not being a predominant left back, but it does look like it could be the back 5 with the left wing back that he's looking to offer as well. Tommy, hope you're well, mate. I will be in contact to bring you on over the next couple of weeks. It's just been a bit manic in life. Apparently, we all need to proceed with the Scamacca deal as a green light from Moyes. My worry is he wants Broja badly, and we'll faff about trying to get that deal done and miss out on both. Or get them both. I don't know. It'd be interesting because if he is pushing for both, it's really, really going to be interesting up top there for West Ham. And it really would offer us really good options progressing forward as well. Crosshammer says, yeah, people hit the thumbs up. Don't get the left back. Play in Creswell in 3 at back. Yeah, Creswell can do that. And I think he can do a good job. And I think we actually see what that can be capable of doing. Conference Cup qualifiers could be hard for a small squad. Absolutely. Could not see Scamacca being good for us. I mean, the thing is, Alf, it's easy for us to turn around and say he could be good for us, and it's also easy for us to turn around and say he couldn't be good for us. We don't really know, I suppose, at the end of the day. All we try to do is look at what he's capable of doing, and he does look like a Moisey type player. He does drop deep. He does help the team out. He does work the flanks. He's very clever at holding off the ball, hold off the opposition. He's very good at shielding the ball. He's very clever on the ball, and he has a rocket of a shot, and he's a good finisher. So in theory, everything I've described there, except for 2 of the attributes that he's got, doesn't meet what Antonio does, but better. So I think it could be a really, really strong option. And I do agree with the comments that are coming down there. Just get the deal done. Just get the deal done. It'll make me sick if we don't get Scamacca over the line. Absolutely, it will. Or just to be honest with you, Sean, it'll make me sick if we don't get a deal over the line soon, because we're so close to the start of the season. And even David Moyes now has spoken out after the Rangers game saying we need to be busy and I need to push up moving forward. Left wing back all day long. Sean is saying Chelsea are stringing us along. Not another sick note. Did you see my Moyes sold Lingard Shrine on eBay today for £27.58? William Ling is saying, just saying Scamacca has Moyes learned nothing from the Lingard situation. Chelsea will piss us around and we'll be left with Antonio again. 100% William. Martin is saying the quality of teams in the conference qualifiers is championship level at best. Not worried not to progress even with the current squad. The current squad should, in theory, on paper, be able to get the job done, but sometimes that doesn't work out as well. But yeah, I just want us to get some players over the line. It's pivotal as to what our season will look like. It's really important as to what our season will look like if we can bring players in that can definitely strengthen it. And I do think, as much as it's easy for me to say, listen, I've looked at the scout reports, I've looked at what he's capable of doing, but I think Scamacca absolutely adds value to our squad. Absolutely. Mice Collective is saying also the L poster we're taking down from as well, and Moyes is also selling the watch. Anthony Jones, Peter, his wife bought it. She needs it for evidence for the divorce. David, Moyes going to linger us off again with Scamacca deal. Can't say I'm excited by the Kostic deal. He can't defend, and so says far better and younger. I mean, listen, it's all speculation at the end of the day. All I'm doing is bringing you what is reported out there in the news and trying to give you a bit of an opinion on it. Say we don't get striker left back in and a poor start to the season, will the boys be under pressure? Was Poch available? Just putting it out there. Peter, I just don't see it. I don't see it, mate. I don't see it because I think we've been down that route as well. Like, what will Pochettino want? He'll want a shed load of money, and look what we've done before under the Pellegrini era and Bilic era. We spent money willy-nilly just bringing in bodies for the sake of it. Moyes doesn't want to do that. So if he's doing his due diligence, then that's fine. So I suppose what you're saying is hindsight's a wonderful thing. But if this happens, what happens with Moyes if we don't get a good start? But I have the faith that Moyes will bring in the strength and depth that we need. I really do. How does Scamacca fit our style of play? Would it be Hallett all over again? Absolutely not. When you look at his heat map, you need to go back. Honestly, Mark, go back and have a look. And I'm trying to see if I can find it before I go. Harry Peters, who's part of the channel, he put a video out talking about what strength Scamacca's got. You just need to look at his heat map. That's a really good indication as to what style of player he is. If you look at Sebastian Haller's heat map, it's totally different. Totally different. Scamacca's extremely a busy footballer as well. And we all did see how poor we were against Rangers as well. He should be Peter. He's a beast. It's going to happen. Tyler says Kostic can't defend, save his life. So I wonder if Moyes plans to play to a back three. I could see it, or it gives us an option. Kostic, we need options. I think this is what we forget most of the time. Last year, we played with a 4, and we very rarely went to a 5 at the back. But the season before, and the season before that, we sometimes differentiated between the two formations. So I think we need options to do that, and to also give because we don't want to be too predictable. And right now we are predictable with the team lineups we put out. So that's why players like Scamacca, who are very similar to Antonio but a bit different at the same time, players like Broja as well, exactly what I said, Kostic, all that sort of stuff, they offer us something different that really does give us a different option as well. We are, yep, they are. Let's chill. It's marathon, not a sprint. There are plenty of time to get the right players in. Absolutely, Howard. I do want them in sooner rather than later. I think that would benefit West Ham to have them in sooner rather than later, but I can't see that happening, so I wouldn't be worried as well. Moyes is a good manager despite his infuriating. Yeah, I know. I get it. He is. But I think, who's not in football? No, we haven't been much cop since Christmas. I get that. It's not been massively exciting football. It's not been the best of results, but we stayed there or thereabouts. And that's why it's so important that we bring in that strength and depth. Absolutely. And I do agree with that, Sean. 100%. Scamacca's way busier out there. He is a much busier footballer than what we currently have. And that's what we need, options. And even Antonio said it last year. We absolutely need options. And that's why I think Scamacca can be a frightening and great prospect for us moving forward. We need some pace in the team to frighten opposition, and that's why I think it's so important that we get this guy back fit ASAP. We need him back fit because he has got so much pace. It's ridiculous for a centre half. I think Kostic has got some good pace as well. Scamacca's very fast. Broja's a good pace as well, so that definitely offers us options. Add that to the Bowens of the world, then you're going to cause opposition some threats. I named my dog after Jesse yesterday. He decided to stay with my neighbour who offered a big choice of dog. There you go. Peter, minimum we need 3 players who can play in the first team and 3 other squad players as well. Papa Firth is saying Kostic can hit a mean free kick, high work rate, massive high work rate, and huge bullet shot, absolute bullet shot. He's very, very capable at the end of the day. Irish told me I think Kostic will be played as a left midfielder in our unusual system, and left wing back in a back 5, equally comfortable and effective in both roles. And we will absolutely need cover, like options. Like Creswell's still going to get some game time. If we brought Kostic in, he's going to get some game time. Ben Johnson can flick over to the left-hand side. He's going to get game time as well. Mark Alexander, Kostic to replace Benny as left winger, which we desperately need. Would prefer Sarr. I mean, the situation with Sarr, from what we're led to believe, is that it's the inconsistency in his performances, but then maybe the inconsistency in his performances that he's playing for an underwhelming a team that are struggling, a team that have struggled in the Premier League, who've been relegated. I do think there is a quality player there. I wonder if it's just too late to get a deal like that over the line. Hammer Mulder is saying, Warren and Anton, know the Lingard thing is over. We should have more money for some players. I said that earlier on. I said that last night when we done a video. I felt like we've probably banked that money. We probably had that money set out for Lingard, the weekly salary that he was had, and that was probably set aside for him. But now we've got that, and if we include the signing on fee in that might push a deal over the line, like Scamacca, or Broja. Like we maybe could add that 5 million, whatever that signing on fee was, and get that deal, get a deal done as well. GP Scamacca doesn't dribble much. Does Antonio? I mean, I don't know. He definitely looks like he can definitely offer something to us as well. But again, who am I? We'll have to wait and see. Luke is saying West Ham to be relegated this season. Thank you very much, Luke. Really appreciate your very kind words. Get Belotti in, Broja once, and plus Onana, plus any left back Creswell has run its course. Belotti, yeah. I mean, listen, there's probably several players we haven't spoken about for such a long time, or players we've not even spoken about at all that may come through the door. But correct, like, you know, I believe it 100%. We're bringing in more players, so I'm not going to worry about that. What about Alfredo Morelos from Rangers, nasty striker we've been looking for? Listen, I thought, you know, when you look at players like that, you'd maybe take a risk. I think my concern about him is now he's got an injury, and it's been a long-term injury that he's got, and maybe that ship has sailed. I don't know what his age is, but I think maybe his mind's maybe not where we would want him. And I think if Moyes wanted someone like Morelos, he would have probably went and got him, because I think Rangers would listen to offers of about £20 million, 15 plus £20 million, because that seems to be what the kind of going rate is for players who are currently leaving Rangers just now. Hope we don't trying to walk the ball into the net again this season. Need to have a pop or two from outside the box. Absolutely. And a couple of players tried it, very, very rarely. But I think someone like Scamacca would definitely give us that option as well. Dan is saying nothing is over the line, though. None are actually bought yet. You are right, mate. And until they are putting that shirt on, we will not get the guarantee that they've signed for us as well. David is saying if we're after a left wing, then Cornet is similar price, younger, and is Premier League proven. Get a left back for left back, not someone who can fill in. I don't think Kostic is a fill-in, to be brutally honest with you. I think you get minimum 2 to 3 really good years out of him. And if they have the faith in players like Langelo, then maybe, you know, he'll work his way up through the ranks and step into the plate. But does Kostic add value to our squad? Yes, he does. And maybe that's what Moyes is looking at. Championship starts next week. Not sure Sar Dennis would be allowed to leave. Papa, I think Watford have no real choice in the matter. They're their biggest assets, and I think they need to financially look at selling them with the money that they're on as well. So I think I think you'll see movement with them too. I think I heard a rumour about Nottingham Forest looking at Dennis as well. So you'll just have to wait and see. Peter is saying if a player dribbles, give him one of the West Ham bibs on sale in the club shop. Corny baby Crosshammer. I was convinced that Lingard and Broja was going to be the best West Ham players. What a letdown so far. Absolutely it is, but I don't know about the Broja thing. We have to wait and see what the Broja thing is. I mean, really, in theory, we're held to ransom from Tuchel, because Tuchel is speaking out publicly about him. However, he hasn't made a decision yet, and if Broja wants to leave, is he willing to sit on the bench and wait for his time? Don't know if 30 or 35 million is going to tempt Chelsea to make them sell. I think just why not go for the deal and get it done. Mark Alexander, Yarmolenko's wages would have covered Lingard's, but the club was right not to bend to his demands. We have a good harmony amongst the players that would throw a spanner in. It absolutely would, and I think that's got the potential to happen at Nottingham Forest as well. It really, really does. So they need to be very careful that that doesn't have a negative impact on their team as well. Tommy is saying Morelos is a nutter and can't be trusted to stay on the pitch for 90 minutes. Yeah, you're right. I wonder if that's what maybe Flynn Downs has got the potential to be like as well, because he just gets stuck in. Absolutely. So much negativity, and we played a ball in anger. Yeah, no, you're right, it is, but we have to wait and see what actually transpires with this transfer window. I think there's a West Ham tax added to every player we try to sign, as they know we are desperate. You could be right, mate. You could be right, 100%, and it does feel like that. So we'll just have to wait and see. It's not Moyes wants to buy a player who plays in just one position. Crosshammer says more business gets done late in the window. Usually, I know it does, but we said last night in the video, like, it's frustrating that some of the well-known bigger teams get their deals done very quickly, and that's how they want to do it. But the kind of clubs where West Ham's level is, they take a bit longer to get these deals done. But maybe they would take a bit longer because we have to convince these players to join us, because we're not playing things like the Champions League. So I have to wait and see. Chris is saying other lad from Sassuolo, Raspadori, looks like a good partnership for Scamacca. Yeah, and the thing is, Chris, as much as I've titled the show like this and I've spoke about specific players that we are linked to, that doesn't mean necessarily that we'll bring those players in. And the way that this transfer window's been going, you know, it's showing that that's not what happens. We tend to not know what's actually physically going on in the background. But there are reputable reporters saying that Scamacca is close to being done, and we have put the bid in for Kostic, so we'll just have to wait and see. Liam is saying, only just joined the stream, apparently fee and personal terms have been agreed with Scamacca, but that's now down to David Moyes. Do you think Moyes will get the green light? Listen, if Moyes wants the man, then he's got to get the man no matter what. That's it. Simple as that. The Broja thing should absolutely kill any chance of us negotiating with them next summer for Rice. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen with that. It's chuffing hot here in Spain. Where's on the left back? Krez is way too slow from Ralph. Absolutely. I'll be enjoying the weather, mate. Still pretty warm here up in Scotland. Yes, it is. You might not believe me, but it is. Moyes will reject Scamacca. Your order of lasagna. Thumbs up for Anton. Thank you very much, Peter, mate. Is Langello injured? I don't know. He's not been involved. No, did I see him? Did I see him at the Rangers game, even training? Was he on the bench? I can't remember. I remember seeing Jamal Baptiste and Chester's and other players, but I didn't see Langello actually, come to think of it, so I don't actually know. I need to do a bit of research on that. Ray saying Rice will go because West Ham won't pay it. Don't blame him. Webb is saying this transfer window is awful. Surely GSB can spend some money. We're heading for the bargain basement and loan deals. It's sickening. Raspadori is not basically an Italian Bowen. Not a bad thing. Absolutely. So you never know. I mean, could you imagine that we're actually... could you imagine that we were in a double deal talks with Sassuolo to bring Raspadori and them in, Scamacca in as well? Creswell's a good squad player, but he gets destroyed in Europa Cup. Wed Gibbs is saying we don't put in real bids. It's all trash talk. Ray is saying if Liverpool want Bone, he will go as well. GP says, will the channel do any sort of honour to Peach? Absolutely. I did it at the start. Just said our piece, and our condolences go to Peach's family. And yeah, we'll maybe think up something. I'll speak to Russ and see what the situation is, but it's not nice. Not a nice situation. Moyes wants Broja. Chelsea won't budge, so he will go after Diaz. Haven't heard anything about the third Onana bid either. True, absolutely, we've not. So we'll have to wait and see. I think Langello is injured, took a heavy tackle in an earlier friendly. Crosshammer Anton spoke earlier about it. GP. Yep, and Bowen and Rice won't be here this time next season. Well, let's hope that they are here this time next season. Now, listen, that brings an end to our show for today. I hope you've enjoyed it. Listen, like I said, condolences go out to Peach's family. Like I said, if you don't know who I'm talking about, then West Ham Random was another West Ham YouTube channel. But we all got to know Peach through the YouTube world because he would come onto the videos and be engaging in the chat, and then eventually started coming on videos, and he's done it with every channel. Every channel, there's loads of West Ham channels, and he's done it with everyone. So what a lovely bloke, what a positive bloke, and just a bit devastated, I think, to be honest. When you do this game, you become friendly with people you don't meet, and it's a tough one to take, not just for me, for everyone involved in it, as well. So really wish it's tough to really talk about, but anyway, stay safe everyone, and we'll be back over the next couple of days. We'll keep giving you as much content as we can, and yeah, take it easy and come on, you irons.